Hi everybody, Lemkin here. Today we're going to be talking about fuzzy ducking or fuzzyguarding, also known as twitch ducking or flash ducking. Fuzzy ducking is a technique that's very important in Tekken, especially in high level play. It is a technique that is used to cover multiple different options as far as your opponent's offense is concerned, and it's used to neutralize their mind games or their 50-50s. And today I'm going to show you a couple different examples of how this fuzzy ducking technique can be very useful. We're going to start with Kazuya today. I will show you a couple other characters as well. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, so what is a fuzzy duck? Well, intuitively, when your opponent throws a high attack or attack string with a high in it, you would want to... It would seem like you would want to duck and punish it, preferably with a while standing launcher or something like that, right? You commit to a duck, and then you launch them. Or the next best thing if you don't have a while standing launcher, right? Big duck, big punish when you have a read or something like that, right? Well, a fuzzy duck is basically just where you crouch block into a standing block. Very fast, like this. Or in some cases you would want to low parry input into a standing block. That depends on the situation a little bit. But this is basically what a fuzzy duck is. This is also why it's called a flash duck or a twitch duck. It's a very fast twitching motion where you just duck the high on pretty much within a couple frames of the high being active, and then you stand back up again. Now, of course, this way you will sacrifice your big punish. You will still get a smaller punish, of course, but you will be much safer doing it this way. And again, there are situations where it's always the best thing to duck, to commit to the duck and do a punish. When your opponent doesn't have any options, when they can't delay their high, when they cannot switch it up, do a mix-up or anything, you would always want to duck and launch or something like that, right? And then there are situations where fuzzy ducking can be your best options or your most safe options. So let's go through some of these situations. Okay, let me show you a good practice technique here. We'll do different characters. We'll start out with Kazuya. So Kazuya, he has a bunch of different options from his down forward 1. He has a down forward 1, down forward 2. This is a mid-mid, and he likes to mix that up with the down forward 1-2, which is a mid-high. Second hit is a heat engager, that's why it's such a good mix-up. He also has a down forward 1-4. It's also a mid-high. I showed you this one already. And you can cover, if done correctly, you can cover all of these options with the fuzzy ducking technique. Let me show you. So what I'm doing is basically I'm visually confirming the down forward 1, and I'm just fuzzy ducking it. You see, that was a mid right there. I still, if you look at my input, even though he did the mid, I'm still doing the down back input. Does take some concentration. See, that was a mid of it. Eventually there's a mid, right? Oh, messed that up. Another one. And you're free to punish here, of course. You see, I'm blocking the mids, ducking the highs, with a pretty high efficiency rate here. I'm messing up every once in a while. No one's perfect, right? That's another mid. But this is a fuzzyguarding technique in action right here, which is of course much safer than like if I wanted to commit to a block, I would get a huge reward by ducking it, guessing correctly, right? The thing is, if I you see like what happened here, if I commit to it and I get hit by the mix-up, right? It's much safer to just be fuzzy ducking. There you go. eventually a mid is coming, right? And then I block it. And then I don't. Me and my big mouth. But you get the drift. This is how the fuzzy ducking technique works. And why it's so useful. So basically I'm neutralizing his mix-ups right here. If I'm doing it correctly, of course. That's the thing, right? Now, of course, in a situation like this, it's still okay to like duck if you have a read, right? If you feel pretty confident that he is going for a high, then of course go for the duck and punish. Get that big launch, no problem in that. But you want to be safe, you fuzzy duck it. There you go. Now this example I'm about to show you here is definitely not easy to do. Especially online and especially against a really good Kazuya with good timing. But probably the most infamous 50-50 in the whole game, which is Kazuya's Hell Sweep forward 3 mix-up, the infamous vortex, right, is actually fuzzy guardable. Now again, this is definitely not easy to do, but it's possible. I've seen people at a very high level do this very consistently. And it looks something like this. You can fuzzy duck all of these options right here. Or both of these options, I should say. Now again, as you can see, it's not necessarily easy to do. Blocking the hell sweeps, but also standing up fast enough to block the forward 3. I'm not. These are not seeable. This is not a seeable mix-up right here. I'm not reacting to these hell sweeps right here. I'm just fuzzy guarding. As soon as I can see him hell sweep in my face, I just visually confirm that forward momentum movement, right? And then I'm ducking low, and I'm just the fact that I'm just twitch ducking means that I'm standing up fast enough. If I do it correctly, of course, I'm standing up fast enough to be able to block the forward 3. Again, visually confirming the forward movement. You look at my inputs, they don't change. When he's doing a hell sweep or doing a forward 3, my inputs don't change. I'm always doing the same input. Lots of hell sweeps here. Eventually there's gonna be a forward 3 here. I messed it up. There we go. Trying to block all of those. But to show you, this is just to illustrate. It probably won't be jumping online and doing this immediately. But this is just to show you the power of the fuzzy duck. Like pretty much the most powerful 50-50 in the whole game can be neutralized if you have a great technique, right? That's the beauty of Tekken right here. And it's so beautiful to see someone do this, like in a tournament or in a real high level match. Again, I cannot do this reliably online, no way. But I've seen other people do it, and it's such a thing of beauty to see. And you really, once you know this, you also really appreciate when you run across people who do this. It's just absolutely nuts, in my opinion. I can do it here in practice mode, right? But again, doing it in a real match, doing it against a Kazuya that has a good Weibu technique, has a good timing, and all that stuff, it's like not easy to do, trust me. So yeah, there you go. Now another example would be Jin's back forward 2-3. It's a mid, it's like that. And then he has another option. He has his back forward 2-1, which is mid high, and this is also fuzzy guardable. Block the mid, duck the high. And of course you're free to punish. Just like that. Here's another example. Yoshimitsu, he has his back 2-2, the mid-high. Second hit is a heat engager. And his also has the option to go back to 1, which is mid-mid. Now you don't want to get hit by the second hit because that is a launch, but it's also minus 17 on block, as you can see. So if you block this, you can launch him. And these options are also fuzzy duckable, like that. And if you are sharp, you can get a launch on both options. Just like that. See? Now, Law, he has some different options from his back 2. For example, he has back 2-2, which is a mid-high, like this. And he also has, of course, his infamous junkyard string, the back 2-3-4, which is a mid-low, mid, just like that. And junkyard is best low parried, not blocked. You don't want to, because you can go into DSS after junkyard, so you don't want to deal with that. Best thing is to just low parry this, which means that instead of doing the crouch block input when you are fuzzy guarding this, you just want to do a low parry input instead of a crouch dash input. So something like this. You will low parry the junkyard. And you will still duck the high. If you do it correctly, of course. And punish that as well. Just like that. Yes. And here's another example, this time with Asuka. This one's pretty hard though, not gonna lie. The timing is very strict. But she has a down forward 1-2, which is mid-high. And she has a down forward 1-4. Second hit is a counter hit launcher. This is a mid-mid, so you don't want to get clipped by this. And these are also fuzzy guardable. But as I said, the timing is pretty strict on these, but you can do it. Get that punish like that. Too slow actually, there we go. There you go. I got clipped. Just like that. So yeah, that's the fuzzy guarding technique explained and demonstrated. I hope you found this video useful and informative. Now, this technique again, it's not something that will give you a huge return right away. This is a long time investment. Invest some time and energy into learning this. It will help you a lot. It will be super worthwhile, I promise you. But yeah, again, I hope you liked the video, and yeah, until next time, have a good one.